If you only knew the power of nostalgia. Pay no attention to the dirt and grime on my suit.
Jibber jabber, action figure.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment after the video. My friends call me Hav or Javi, your choice. So let me start by saying this. This channel is shot on an iPhone 6s, 2015's technology, so it is a shoestring budget I'm working from. I am completely or mostly off grid. No Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even MySpace. I barely surf the World Wide Web to watch videos on YouTube. I also have a modest collection that I've acquired in the wild. Toy shows, Comic Cons, comic stores, flea markets, and even in newspaper ads. I've never purchased Star Wars toys on eBay. So the question I'm raising is, should I let eBay help me fix my ship? The answer is probably yes, but let's go over a few things. My mother is the one who purchased all my Star Wars toys for me growing up. Many I've acquired in the 90s and more modern times, once I was working and had disposable income to do as the toy slogan said, collect them all. When I had a bad day at school, I'd come home and Boba Fett was right there waiting to cheer me up. The other thing is, if you're not a hardcore collector of original vintage Star Wars toys produced from 1977 through 1985, then you'll be quickly bored of this channel. And that's okay, because these toys aren't for everyone. Now, some of the footage I've played with to create longer lasting beauty shots of the Millennium Falcon. So there's some really slow parts. The cockpit window, for instance, is actually from The Power of the Force 2, made in 1995 by Hasbro. And this window has an unmistakable blue tint to it, whereas the original has a yellow tint to it, probably due to age. As for the battle alert sound, I never really checked. I even bought C batteries to test it. Ultimately, I just didn't care enough to be bothered by it. Now, I never had this ship as a child, but had plenty other Star Wars toys. And here's some more gratuitous ass end of the ship shots because, well, I am an ass man, and the ship is female. Here we have Han Solo and Chewbacca as pilot and co-pilot. Now here's what I speculated might have been an ultra rare split roof Millennium Falcon. I looked online and found some evidence of ship variations, but they turned out to be minor differences in piping on the underbelly of the ship. So in my case, there was no conspiracy from a Hacksaw Henry or a Zack the X-Acto Knife maniac purposefully lobotomizing the ship. It was merely a case of brittle plastic that likely broke off during playtime with the original owners. After examining it more closely, you can see break points in the plastic and glue marks, which were an attempt to repair it. Now here comes what I call the homage to Ridley Scott's Xenomorph in Alien, which I believe came out in 1979, just like this Kenner Millennium Falcon did. I'm halfway expecting another set of teeth to come out and snap at us. Here's this so-called split roof I was telling you about. Now here you can see someone hid a Wookiee under the false floors, but you could probably get away with hiding pretty much anything. How about a training remote and ball? Or I should say the training remote ball and arm. Now the peg that holds it is broken, so that needs to be repaired. You could hide a little Obi-Wan underneath. Or even what I thought would be maybe a weapons cache. I thought this would resemble a dream sequence and did the glitter slow-mo thing. Now, I prefer original weapons and accessories as opposed to reproductions, repro, or replicas as many call them. Now, the weapons I have, I acquired in the 80s and 90s, primarily. Some in the modern era, but I've actually never checked them to see if they're authentic or not. I'm just too lazy and couldn't be bothered with it. But if you go to the imperialgunnery.com, there's evidence in there to lead you in which direction, whether you have a reproduction or you have an original. And it's like a science journal. It's so in-depth. Now, I'm not saying they're absolute. They have, I'm sure, omissions or perhaps a few errors, but it's so concise that I would probably put a great deal of trust in it. Yeah, I went crazy with the glitter there. It got everywhere afterwards. Now here the original directions tell you how to store your false floor by positioning it into the clips on the underside of the roof. But which child actually reads directions? There's a lot of us adults who don't do it. Now there's the original windshield. Can't go into the vacuum of space with that. Here are all the Power of the Force 2 1995 Millennium Falcon parts and decal sheet. Again, I will likely need eBay to get original parts to fix my ship. Always two there are. A master and an apprentice. No more, no less.
Jibber jabber.